So I did my undergraduate work at Johns Hopkins. I have a bachelor's degree in international studies. I went straight into law school at Fordham Law School in New York. One of the reasons I went to Fordham is I got a job driving a limousine for my very wealthy cousin, and I drove him to work every day and then headed up to Fordham. In my second year, my summer between my second and third years, I was able to secure a job at Fragomen. I was a summer associate. When I arrived in June of '91, I guess it was, we published a huge book on immigration. We still do. It's the Immigration Procedures Handbook, and the office manager stuck me in an office and told me to start reading that, which I did for a couple of days until Michael Patrick, is a senior partner in the firm, he's on the executive committee, came bouncing down the hall, and I just ended up working with him for the next 7.5 years. And then I ran our individual case unit. Used to do crazy stuff for nannies and artists and rock and rollers and just really, really tough, complicated cases. And then when I was about a sixth-year associate, I was asked to go down to Washington and run our Washington office. And because it was the tech boom, we I don't know, quadrupled the size of that office within a couple of years, and also opened up a sub-office in Virginia. So it was a good time to step foot into that environment. I was then asked to come back to New York to run essentially our global practice, which was just a department essentially in New York. We had an office in Brussels, and that was it. We opened up in Singapore next, and then we opened up in London, and really started to grow. And I was really the odd man out. I was the one who didn't have the global immigration practice. I was a U.S. immigration lawyer, sort of futzing around in the world. Spent a lot of time in Latin America, where my name is not pronounceable. And then, you know, at one point, it became clear that it was time to go back onto the U.S. practice. So I went up to Boston in 2006, and you know, again, I think we're about 4 times, almost 3.5 to 4 times as big as we were, and growing. I think that's a good market. We're in a good spot, and I'm in a good place. I really think that it's great to work for a firm where we were not always going to be ahead of the curve, but for the last 10 years, and I've been with the firm almost 20. I mean, the last 20 years, and we really, in a tribute to Austin and to the partners, have been pretty innovative in our approach, and the market will catch up. There's no question, and then we'll have to do other things. But we are innovative. There's no doubt that we are not stuck in the mud. We're pretty nimble, and we move pretty quickly, and we all get along pretty well. And so I have a passion for growing things, whether it's here or abroad, or whether it's global or U.S. And the opportunity to do that and the latitude that we get to do that is pretty rare.